Good morning, classes. Today is Monday, the start of the countdown. 4 weeks of school left, and we have quite a bit of work left to do, wrapping up acids and bases probably next week, and then tackling the topic of thermodynamics for the final 2 weeks. I want to congratulate those of you who have done an outstanding job. I know that this has been a challenging period of time for all of us, and you've done a remarkable job. So we are working on acids and bases. The topic of the pH scale is one of the assignments that is expected to be passed in this week. But I want to take a step back and take a look at the mathematics of the pH scale before we actually get into acids and bases, its application. A math lesson that unfortunately the math curriculum does not introduce in time for us in Canada, assuming you are comfortable with it. So I'm going to give you a quick math lesson on logarithms. So the word logarithms is weird to begin with. It's hard to spell. I have to remind myself how to spell it. But the thing about logarithms is it is easy. A logarithm is an exponent. That's all a logarithm is. So if you just keep repeating to yourself, a logarithm is an exponent, and you look at the math problem that's put in front of you, find the exponent. So if I said the following problems, if I have 2 to the 5th, if I have 8 to the 27th, if I have 4 to the negative 3, and if I have a to the 1/2. What's the logarithm? The logarithm in this problem, 2 to the 5th, is 5. In this problem, 8 to the 27th is 27. The logarithm in this problem, -3, is -3. And the problem a to the 1/2, the exponent, the logarithm is 1/2. So that's all a logarithm is. And if you take a look at your calculator, hopefully, this is mine that says broken, it's not going to be particularly helpful. It has a log key on it. So if you have a calculator that looks something like mine, find the log button, and that's the button that we will be using to solve these problems. So now I have to track down one of my calculators that does work. So pause here for a brief intermission. I will be right back. Okay, here we go, I'm back. And here is a calculator that is functioning. And it's log button. And the thing about this log button, it's L-O-G. Whoops. Log is a specific type of logarithm. It's a logarithm where all of the numbers have 10 as the base. What we get into here is you can raise any number or any variable you want. This expression, 2 to the 5th, the base is 2. 2 is the number that you're raising to the 5th power. Here, the base is 8. In this example, the base is 4. And in this example, the base is a. So you're raising these bases, 2, 8, 4, or a, to these powers. 5, 27, -3, or 1/2. Now, if I switch to specifically dealing with those numbers that we are going to use, this log function key that you find hopefully on all of your calculators, this is restricted to base 10. So if we wrote a number in log scale, what we want to do is always have our base in 10. So 10 to the 6th, 10 to the -3, 10 to the 1/2. Here the logarithm is 6, the logarithm is -3, and here the logarithm is 1/2. So if you raise 10 to the 6th, let's do this together. 10, whoops, clear. Hit the log button. Oh, I need better light in here. Hit log, hit 10 to the 6th, press enter. I've asked my calculator log of 10 to the 6th is, and I know you can't possibly see this. It is 6. It gives me the answer 6. So the log is 6. If I hit log 10 to the negative 3, press enter, I get negative 3. And if I press log 10 to the, I'm going to put 0.5 as opposed to parentheses 1/2, hit enter, and I get 0.5, the decimal place. So these numbers are pretty straightforward. If you have something that isn't just plain old 10 to the 6th, let's look at a number like 4 times 10 to the negative 3. If it didn't have the 4.7, then you wouldn't even need your calculator. You'd say, oh, I know those 3. But I forget what this is called. The significand, the number in front of the power of 10, is part of this whole number. So we're going to hit log 4.7 times 10 to the negative 3. Press enter. Sorry you can't see this. I'm going to get a better light. Dang. Here we go. Ah, got it. And you can see it's negative 2.379, blah, blah, blah. So the logarithm is negative 2.327. Let's round it to 2 decimal places. So it's 2.33. So I should have had this to 2. Do a few more exercises like this. So if my expression is, or my number is 8.49 times 10 to the 5th, I'm going to hit log 49 times 10 to the 5th, press enter, try to get the light shining on this properly, and I can't even read it. It's 5 something, 5.928. So 5.2 decimal places, 93. And if we do one more of these, if I have 125.76 times 10 to the negative 4th, I hit log 125.76 times 10 to the negative 4th, and it is negative 1.90. So this quick introduction to logarithms is designed to show you the steps that you need to take in order to calculate the log. Now, how does this relate to acids and bases? In a previous video, which I think got interrupted due to technical difficulties with the audio on QuickTime, I defined the pH of any substance that we will be studying as the negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration, or it could also be the hydronium ion concentration. These are interchangeable. This is the real species, but this is the shorthand. So let's say that you're given a problem and you're told that the concentration of the hydrogen ion in an aqueous solution is 4.82 times 10 to the negative 5. The first thing I'm going to do is take the log of this number. So I'm going to press log 4.82 times 10 to the negative 5, and I get 2 decimal places, 4.32. So this is the log. The pH is the negative log, or the opposite of the log. So the pH, the pH of this solution is 4.32. And as I said in a longer video dedicated to the pH scale, the pH scale runs from 0 to 14. So 0 all the way up to 14, where right in the middle 7 is neutral. If you have a pH of 0, then the hydrogen ion concentration, anything raised to the 0 power, is 1. But if I have a hydrogen ion concentration of 1 times 10 to the negative 3, so I'll make this easy. I don't need my calculator. I can just say, oh, the log is negative 3, so the pH is 3. And if I have a hydrogen ion concentration of 1 times 10 to the negative 11th, the pH is 11. So how does that relate to the pH scale? Which number is bigger, 1 times 10 to the negative 3 or 1 times 10 to the negative 11th? If we write these out in decimal form, 3 is 0.001, and these are concentrations, so it's molarity. And if I write out 1 times 10 to the negative 11th, it's 0 point, and then I'm going to have 10 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the 1, because it's 1 times 10 to the minus 11th. So which number is which number is bigger? A or B? If you say A, you are correct. This is bigger, which means that you have more hydrogen ions in this solution than in this solution. So a pH of 3, which would be down here someplace, is an acid. Anything between 0 and 7, not including 7, so from 0, less than or equal to the pH, less than 7, you've got an acid. And over here, pH 11 would be someplace here. You have very few hydrogen ions, 10 to the minus 11th, and so anything greater than 7, so if 7 is less, which is less than or equal to 14, you have a base. I hope this quick tutorials and its relationship to finding the pH and the pH scale is something that you find useful. And I will be working during our Google Meet on Monday and again on Wednesday, although Wednesday is going to be devoted to our cabbage juice group lab, and I'll post the solutions you want to have handy on Google Classroom today so that you can make up your cabbage juice and have a handful of household solutions to test with your cabbage juice. I will have that list posted later today so that you'll be all ready for our group activity on Wednesday. So it's time for me to sign off now, and I look forward to seeing many, if not all of you, at noontime for our Monday Google Meet. I hope this has been helpful.